What's up, little baby? What's happening? I know you about ready for some action, so just slide to my curb and let's get nasty. Say, what's up? What's cracking? What's up, little baby? What's happening? I know you about ready for some action, so just slide to my curb and let's get nasty.
Hello, and welcome to our show. What's going on, everyone? How's it going? What's Tia? It's Mia. Yes, we're just waiting on Carl, you guys, so don't be alarmed. He's been busy doing one too, so he's on the way though. And we're going to get into some things because tonight is Reality Check Live. And baby, we have a whole lot to discuss. There's so much that's been going on in the ethos, in the streets of Potomac. And it's time for us to just gather all the info and figure out what the fuck is going on.
This shit ain't want to let me in. I said, girl, let me in. Girl, so much tea.
Yeah, bitch.
Huh.
You made it.
All right, go ahead, bitch. Go ahead. Don't interrupt me. I'm moving shit. So if it's silent, I'm moving.
You're good, child. Listen, we have so much to discuss. It's so many things that's been going on in the streets of Potomac. Like, we got to really deep dive into all the things, honey. So before we even get into like the heavier stuff, we're going to start a little light. We're going to kind of just give 1-2s to the people. First off, obviously the Starlight Awards, the Starry Awards are on the way. If you're going, make sure you get your tickets now. Go to starryawards.com and you can go ahead and get your tickets and make sure you're in the building to celebrate and support all the people who have been nominated, all the people who have been moving and shaking in the streets. Like, go and support the boys and girls. You know, and so I'm excited for the Starry Awards this year. I'm excited for the people to be, honored and all the things. Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing? Get comfortable. Make sure y'all have some wine, have a drink, because, baby, we got things to get into, okay? In the words of Bando, you always talk about the streets of Potomac when you live in the streets of Atlanta and South Carolina, because that's how big the T be. It reaches all the way to Potomac, okay? So that's the gag. So, but since we're speaking of Bando, let's go ahead and give a special shout out to the cast of Real Life in Music. The Real Life in Music cast is back. Real Life in Music Season 3 premieres tonight. It actually is on right now. It started at 8 p.m. So if you have an opportunity after you get into the things with us, make sure you go ahead and head over to the Real Life Reality platform. Support the platform. Watch the new season. Watch all of the content. Support Greg, all the people. Shout out to Bambiana. Shout out to Dubleve. Shout out to Chrissy, Jamal, and then of course Carl and Bando, who's also a part of the season. And yes, y'all, that makes 3 shows that Carl has done in this current year. Hello. So make sure y'all support them. Like, this is going to be a great season for what I've been told.
Yes, call somebody.
Yes. It's been a great season for what I've been told. And then especially since Bando and Carla over there, y'all know they about to give it up. So make sure y'all check them out. It's going to be a good season. And support the boys and girls. Now, let's get into the things, right? So we have a couple things that we're going to run through. If you didn't see our thumbnail, check it out now. But there's a few things that we got to get into. Like, we're doing the Chasing Atlanta review, right? Like, part 1 of the reunion came out. If you haven't seen it yet, go over there to Chasing Reality and check it out and then meet back with us. The reunion was tea. Then, of course, we had our reunion, the ATL Reunion. We're going to get into both things, unpack some stuff, and really get y'all takes on it. Y'all are the Style Squad. So the Style Squad, get into the conversation. Let us know what your thoughts are for both shows, both reunions, and we're going to get into those things. We're also going to talk a little bit about Klay Thompson and the Meg the Stallion of it all, right? We're not going to lay too heavy on it, but I wanted to have a conversation about acknowledging what the hell is going on with the men of this era, right? They're really all just nuts, in my opinion. So we're going to get into that too. And then finally, if you haven't seen it yet, we also have the Talk Live Tuesdays, which is none other than former Chasing Atlanta cast member Troy. His podcast had a recent episode with another former cast member, Ike, who is also the host and producer of Pop the Balloon for the Girls and Gays. they had a recent interview, and baby, Troy was giving us the tease. Okay. So we're going to unpack that too. And we have some little small things to add into the conversation because, baby, so many things be happening in the streets. So we got to lay it all out. So first on the docket, let's talk about the Klay and Meg Stallion avowal. If you don't know and you live under a rock, Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson recently broke up after she made a post basically stating that Klay cheated on her. Even after that, Klay has been on a tangent, running around, acting a fool, making all these posts. He posted more now than he ever did, which is very, very telling. And he's just basically been, acting as if what he did didn't matter. Now, it has been a huge conversation piece on social media about whether or not Klay should be given grievances or, we should support or not support Meg. And I feel like it's going to always be that way when it comes down to Meg the Stallion because a lot of people have always had and continue to have these issues with her ever since her situation with Tory Lanez. And we're not even going to get into the Tory Lanez of it all because that's a conversation for another day that'll last a whole live in itself. But I wanted to bring up this situation really quickly before we get to everything else because let's be so for real. What he did was wrong. And a lot of people is like, oh, because I actually had this recent argument with somebody on social media, somebody back in my hometown, and they really just feel as though Klay is just doing what a man who is worth the amount of money he is does, which is if the woman ain't worth it, drop her and find a new one. But in actuality, that's not what happened. He decided to still be with her, cheat on her, and then go and do whatever the hell he chose to do. Why fuck up a happy home? Even if it ain't happy, why fuck up somebody's life or damage them in any capacity to make a decision as easy as, hey, I'm about to go and do whatever I want to do? Because I think that's easier. If you want to just be single. Like, hello, exactly, nonsense behavior. That's the other part about it. You were supposed to be this high value man, but you've literally cheated on every girlfriend you had. Like, he dated Coco Jones too. Like, how in the fuck? How in the fuck do you cheat on Coco Jones and Meg the Stallion in the same lifetime? And we're supposed to act as though you're a high value man? How is that? But it definitely showed a lot of the misogyny that came along with being in the industry and also being a Black woman in the industry. You are going to always, and nobody's not saying Meg is perfect. And that's why I want to clarify that. Meg is not perfect. I'm sure she's done some things as well in relationships over time, I'm sure. But I feel as though that does not mean that a person deserves to be treated unfairly or poorly based off of their past or based off of maybe one bad action or move. And I use that on both ends, right? But I feel like the misogyny was showing for a lot of people where they all were just like, oh, Meg is not a high value woman, so they could treat her any kind of way. But that's not the case. She is a high value woman, just maybe not to y'all because y'all have a certain idea of her.
You just don't cheat on people, period. That's just it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be out cheating on people.
Yes. Like if you don't want to be with somebody, it's as easy as saying, hey, I'm done with this. What is the point of making things be what they are or hurting somebody or whatever? Because a lot of people are just like, oh, he cheated on her, move on. Even I saw Stephen A. Smith, who, mind you are a sports analyst. Why are you talking about pop culture? You are a sports analyst. He's sitting here saying like she was wrong and for women to stop trying to use social media in the outside world to police people's thoughts and feelings or about their relationships. And it's like, girl, what are you talking about? The reality of it all is this. The damage that was done was that you decided to not only be in a relationship with this girl, but this girl, you introduced this girl to your family. I think people be forgetting the extra pieces to it. You introduce this woman to your family, and she is now being ingratiated with this family that she no longer has. Everybody knows she doesn't have her family anymore. Everybody knows she lost her mom and how much loss she's taken. So it's like, you do something like that and then you cheat on her. Do people not realize how damaging that can be to a person's psyche, self-esteem, all of those things? Is too much. That can be a whole lot for somebody. And so that's where the disconnect comes in by how men are choosing to look at the situation versus the rest of us in the world. Like, because men have just have this bad habit of like, oh, I hate Meg, or I hate a woman who is this type of way or is salacious because she is a woman who is a rapper who is highly sexualized, not even just by viewership, but also by her actions. Does that mean she's low value? No, it doesn't. Even with these niggas who do the dirty ass shit that they do, I wouldn't say you're low value, but at some point in your life, you got to start acting like you are a high value man if you want us to believe that you are. And Klay Thompson is not high value. This I'm saying he's worth over 300 million. And he's expected to be a Hall of Famer. And he still ain't shit. You cheated on every single girlfriend you've ever had. And if that's what you want to do, don't be in a relationship. Monogamy is for people to be with each other, just them, not for you to sit here and play in people's face and do what you choose to do when you choose to do it. That's not how the cookie crumble, boo. Like, that's just not how that works. So I really just wanted to throw it out there in the streets and find out what the vibes is with everybody else. What are you guys thinking? What is your vibes in this whole conversation? Because it has taken the world by storm. And I feel as though it's only taking the world by storm is because misogyny is starting to become the new norm for a lot of men, specifically straight men. They believe that what they think and say is goes because they think it's like, oh, there's an attack on straight men, an attack on straight black men, or whatever the case may be. It's not giving all of that. Y'all are trying to find ways to basically justify bad behavior. And y'all are too big and grown for that. Way too big and grown for that. She lost her mom, dad, and granny, and she's an only child, so she has no immediate family. Exactly. And so that's a huge deal for you to introduce your significant other to your family when she has no family. That's a big deal. Sometimes even when situations like that, people end up growing heavily attached to that family, not even on purpose. Just because they are always going to be yearning for a mom, a dad, a grandmother, or any type of family that they've lost, they're going to end up like automatically attaching themselves to a family that is showing them love. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think it was really unfair. It's not okay. And the girls got to do better. The boys and girls got to do better. I really want people to just do better in communicating, making decisions that just don't only affect you, but affect other people. That's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, these decisions aren't just affecting you. So yeah, I really hated that. I really hate that the vibes is where it's at with it. But we love Meg over here. We wish her nothing but the best, and she's going to get through this same way she got through everything else. Carl, how do you feel before I switch off?
I feel like he's trash and he look like the PBS man. That's just it. People be cheating on people and that's not okay. In no way you look at it. So I don't know why people think that's fine. And the whole Megan, the way they're talking about Megan is if it's her fault because she got cheated on is insane. Goes back to the Tory Lane shit to me all over again. It's like, y'all go, why y'all hate women so bad?
Yes, that's basically the gist. Y'all hate women.
Y'all hate women. Got to.
Because it doesn't make any sense. All the vitriol that they give her is like scary.
Yeah, it's a little crazy to me, especially for me. And then mind you, it's straight men.
Straight men, yes. Yes.
It's crazy. So that means next time your nigga fish you up, we're calling him a gay. Because we don't do that.
Yeah.
Calling your nigga gay. We don't do shit like that.
Yes. That's never a thing.
I hate women. That's definitely a straight man quality. Okay, they got to do with us over here.
It definitely is a straight man quality. All because of whatever. It's like, all these women want to do is use the man for the money. But y'all just said that because he's worth 300 million, he can get any woman he wants
for his money. You want
everybody wants his money.
Apparently, the niggas want his money. Y'all want to be
hello?
What's going on here?
Yes, like I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy.
It really is crazy. It really, really is. But girl, wish everybody the best. Yeah. I really wish everybody the best except Klay.
Except her. Everyone except you. No, not you.
Okay. Rave, ain't nobody arguing, girl.
Now what's she talking about? She must have got here.
Yes. What you arguing about? I'm
Child.
screaming. It's really sad how head women are giving her so much because Meg called out bad behavior and stood 10 toes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. Happy Thursday, babe. It's
Super
very, very,
crazy.
you know what? She will prevail the same way she's been prevailing. Okay. Now let's get into it. Before we get into these reunions,
Child.
I want to open up the reunion conversation with one particular thing, baby. How Dominique Morgan is incarcerated.
Child. Already.
Already. Do y'all not know who Dominique Morgan is? Dominique Morgan is the Chasing Atlanta season 7 host who actually was convicted of grand larceny a couple months back after, everything that happened with apparently she stole some funds from the people from this company that she was working with. And baby, the things are starting to come into fruition, and I hate that for her. I really, really do. I really hate it for her. So the particular business named the Okra Project, in which all this started happening, dropped a statement yesterday saying Dominique Morgan was remanded and will be formally sentenced on May 28th, 2026, following her guilty plea to the charges brought against her by the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. As a part of her sentencing, the court has ordered restitution to be paid to the Okra Project. And just to clarify, I'm going to read the article in which all of this initially came about back in March. And yeah, so for everybody who didn't know what was happening that led up to this moment, this is what's going on. A former Omaha nonprofit leader has pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the misuse of funds at a national organization she once led. Dominique Morgan entered a guilty plea in February to 1 count of second-degree grand larceny and 23 counts of falsifying business records related to the theft of approximately $99,000 from the Okra Project, a nonprofit.
Oh, no.
Yes, a nonprofit that provides support services to Black transgender individuals nationwide. Prosecutors say the funds was originally intended to help pay bail for individuals in need. However, authorities allege the money was instead used for personal expenses, including clothing, meals, car payments on a Mercedes-Benz, and a $19,000 closet renovation. According to the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office, Morgan transferred the funds to her personal account in July 2022, but did not implement the proposed bail assistance program. When asked to provide documentation, she submitted what investigators later determined were fraudulent bail receipts for individuals who had not been arrested or released in the jurisdictions listed. She is scheduled to be sentenced on April 29th in New York and faces a possible sentence of up to 15 years in prison. And my God, today, that is a lot. Yes, y'all. Yes, yes, yes. They do not play. New York do not play. Yes, exactly, Jay. It was definitely that. Yeah, all of this is happening. It was crazy. How are we feeling about this information? Style Squad, Carl, what do you think? Oh, is Carl gone? Child, Carl is gone, child. He's in the midst of moving, so that he'll be in and out. But what do y'all think about this? Like, what is the vibes? Like when we got this information, it was very, very sporadic, very random. But to sit and think about this is like, damn, girl, like it's one thing. Welcome back, Carlisha.
I said, what?
You breaking up. Oh, I hear you now. But yes, it's one thing to like, because the girls do a lot of stuff in Atlanta. All kind of fraudulent activity, all kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But $99,000 you stole from a company and it was used for personal gain, that is a lot. That's a lot of money. And I don't know, man, like I'm scared to overdraft. Like, and I mean, I have, of course. You know, overdraft, you got to do it sometimes. But baby, for you to be comfortable enough to take $99,000 from a company that was supposed to benefit your kind is it's a bold thing. It's very bold. And you know, of course, my first time meeting Dominique was during the reunion, and she was very kind. We had a nice little bit, you know, conversation. But that to talk to the person and meet the person and then hear all of these things, it's like, damn, lady. I don't ever want to take away from somebody's character because I'm a person that likes to believe people face value. Like who you present to me is most likely who you are. At least that's how I try to like accept people. But then when these type of actions happen, it's like, damn, you know, it's like, Jesus, my God. Like, I don't know what to say other than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's 15 years.
That's crazy.
15 years potentially.
Absolutely insane.
Yes. What did you think about this?
I was floored. I'm looking like, damn, they could have came and raided the reunion.
Yes. Yes.
Imagine how that would have went on camera.
Yes. If somebody said, Bovai said she just finished 20 years.
That's what I heard. So I'm confused.
Yeah. Like, what? So when was the reunion? Did she know this may happen? So I'm assuming she did. Like, because I mean, when you go ahead and basically plead guilty, you already know what's coming.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure she was aware that all this was happening.
Someone said she's trying to talk to Nova. Ain't that? I started telling y'all, them ones be acting like they so pulled up. Them the hoes y'all got to watch.
Yes.
Them the hoes you got to watch. They always doing some shit. I'm 40. That's all I've seen. I'm telling you, 99% of the time, them the ones you gotta watch.
Yeah, you do. When you sit here and try to be, you know, a little holier than thou or try to make it like you're perfect or anything, and I'm not saying all just her, I'm just saying people have a tendency to do that, to try to like have a certain level of superiority over people. You get humbled really fast. Listen, it's like if it was a nonprofit, it's so sad. Yes, girl. I hate to say it, but the DL Whisperer broke the case first. Ew. Yeah, he did though. Brian Karn just got sentenced. These financial crimes just to stunt. Use that tenacity for legit shit. Make it pop. Right. Try to let you know, girl, please. Yes. It's something. You never win, you play dirty. I'm going through these comments, honey. It's not just you. Carl got his AirPods in. That's probably why.
No, it's just me. I got AirPods. I'm moving right now. Y'all bear with the bitch.
Okay. Okay. She is working her social media trying to get the money before she go down. I'm screaming. We would like a reunion part 3. Listen, I don't know. I pray for her because quite honestly, at this particular time frame, and you know, y'all already said that she was already like serving time at the time. 50, she had already served 20 years. I'll say this is just not the time for trans women to be in these people's jails. It's so lame. You know, like I wish her the best. I hope things get figured out. Hi, low key MJ. I really wish, you know, hope things get figured out. But like, baby, you did the crime. You got to do the time. And I hate to sound like that, but that's just the reality. I'm screaming. Okay, the AirPods are just not it sometimes. But yes, that's what's happening. That's the setup right now. It's very unfortunate. But again, if you do the crime, you gotta do the time. I'm so sorry. Sounds like Dominique loved to live on the edge. If she was in jail before, that's too much for me. Yeah. Yvette, yes, it's 20 years for grand larceny. And I think that's the unfortunate part. Like I really wish her the best. And I'm ready to see how this all plays out for her because this is a lot. It definitely is a lot. Definitely is a lot. But let's go ahead and get into the chasing reality world. And let's talk about this reunion. Now, this Chase, okay, side face. The Chasing Atlanta reunion part 1, I say was really, really good. What do you guys think? What did you guys feel and think about the reunion? What were your thoughts and vibes? First off, I think, since we were just talking about Dominique, I want to give her props. I think she did a really good job as far as facilitating conversations and keeping the dialogue going amongst everybody within the cast. I think she did a really great job. But let's go piece for piece or different parts of the reunion that really stood out to us, right? So let's start from the beginning where it was just all the glitz and glam. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? That kind of thing. I know. So one of the first conversations that was had. So she let kids speak too long. I'm screaming. We're gonna get into all the parts in a second. Oop. Spent too much listening to Ken talk through his teeth. I'm screaming. We're going to get to that part definitely, you guys. But we got into the pleasantries of the concept of Dominique being, and we're not talking about Dominique Morgan, we're talking about Neek being the anchor of the season, and what did that look like, whether or not he wanted to take the title or he felt like he did his job. What do you guys think as far as Neek being the anchor of this season and what he did for the season? What were you guys' thoughts?
I think he did pretty well. Well, he did get the job done.
Yeah.
He didn't do a bad job. I mean, somebody had to do it since nobody else coming back. I mean, hey. And talk with the assistant from Tony, everybody forget Tony was an anchor too. So, I mean, hey.
I'm screaming.
They did pretty good to me.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things is for everybody is like to really figure out what an anchor means. Because I think that's what because I've saw a lot of people. Yes, because I think a lot of people in the comments I've seen in different episodes was kind of bringing that up and saying that, and like they were trying to figure out like whether or not he was or wasn't. I would say that honestly, this season to me, humbly speaking, I don't think that anybody was an anchor for the season. I feel like Dominique did a great job as far as introducing this new group of people and bringing them together. And I think, which in case, I feel like a lot of people, it's all about perspective in that too. Where it's like he brought these people together and he said in the reunion that, he kind of just let everybody do their thing. It was like there were plenty of the anchors before him. He's been involved with them. And I think that was the gist of it. He just kind of brought everybody in and he put everybody together. And I feel like that was the job that was necessary for a vet to do. And Dominique did that. Child, they could stay mad. I should have stayed home. I'm screaming. Me and Anchor, I don't know. I felt like I missed the two big heated scenes, so I don't know. It was thrust upon him, child, but I think he was a good anchor. That's the anchor of me, Teresa. Yeah, so here's the thing. I want y'all to get clarification on what an anchor is when it comes down to these type of shows. An anchor is meant to hold the cast down. Like, if you use the term anchor and think of it like a typical metaphor, or even just a anchor in general, when you think of a real anchor, the anchor is meant to hold the boat or the thing in place, right? So it doesn't steer away, doesn't veer off, things like that. So an anchor is meant to hold the group together in a capacity. And again, somebody said it in the comments, it's not about being Mother Teresa or necessarily being the person who's the peacemaker. We have to think of some cases on different forms of anchors from other shows. So like an example would be Nene Leakes in Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene was the anchor for Housewives. She was to a degree, but she also didn't necessarily be the let's all be happy family, but she knew how to really gather the girls. If there was issues happening, she knew how to bring them together, start talking, like having real conversations, figuring shit out, and then moving on. You know what I'm saying? And also, I think an anchor is somebody who's able to properly maneuver amongst the cast in spite of there being so many different issues, right? And so I feel like it definitely started off that way, where it was like Dominique was able to bring everybody together. You know, they was able to start gelling and things like that. And I can give him that definite kudos for that, obviously. And I think the disconnect for the viewers versus what Dominique did for the season, he took a step back to allow these new people to do their thing. But the viewers considered it as these people were taking away from him. And that's what kind of made it a little the difference in perspective. That's what I think is happening. Viewers are looking at it like, oh, the people just came up and stole his shine, and Dominique just kind of went along with what everybody else was doing. But I don't
people like Nene is the anchor. They expect the anchors to be like the main character, the loudest one, the bitch that's kind of keeping the drama going. That's what Nene did. But all anchors don't act like that. You got to keep the season together. That's it. That's your only job. And you're the familiar face that everybody recognizes. That's it. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. And so I think that's really what the difference is. And people don't realize being an anchor is difficult. So you're not going to always do everything right in the eyes of the viewers. So, of course, viewers are going to have different perspective of whether or not Dominique did his job or not or whatever. But let's be real. There had to be somebody
to bring it. They don't like you.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they don't like you, good.
Yeah, but the girls just didn't want to like her. Yeah, it never was this deep before.
I think it just never was that deep.
Yeah, it never was this deep, but I think it's only because this is such a whole new group of people. And then I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Dominique. You know, initially when you first came into the show in general, people didn't like you, but then they grew to like you. And then now that you're heading the show, I feel as though people now just trying to find a reason to not like you again. That's how it looks to me. Did Dominique do everything right in this season? No, he didn't do everything right, but I don't think it was like.
But who the hell does, you know?
Yeah, who does? So I just think it's like it was kind of like an extra add-on energy for people where it was like, oh, Dominique is so fake and all. I'm like, my God, Megan.
That's because Dominique is they used to see in his face, so he's the one they're most familiar with. So yeah, drag her. And I was here for it because I was new. So yeah, drag her.
Yeah,
absolutely drag her. And leave
me I'm screaming. So I really think he did his due deals on bringing the group together, and he still played an integral part in the season. So I just feel like lay off a neat child. We got us a nice cast now, so hopefully everybody come back for season 8 and we can keep this shit pushing. So yes. So we got into the things of the things. Let's get into some of the meat and potatoes. Whereas we have Kendall. We have it with Kendall. Hold on real quick.
What happened? I'm sorry, my bad. I'm in the truck.
Yeah, you're good. I was talking to my brother for a second.
I'm like, bitch, look home. Like, let me put music. I'm like, I hear his truck backing up.
Yeah, Carl is definitely underwater. It's cool. I'm cool with Nova.
Give me a second. Bear with me. I didn't want to miss this live.
Yes, of course.
Some teen to talk about. And I'm glad Nika's in these comments, girl. I need you to.
Yes. No, Dominique, I think it's the same thing because the fact that some of y'all decided to be friends with Nova instantly made y'all public enemy number 1. Like, we just got to be honest about it. Like, and that's unfortunate because, again, people don't get to see the in and outs of everything outside of the camera, so they just go with what they want to go with. But my God, like, it's more to it than just what y'all see. But it's okay. It's no tea with that. Like, season 8, here we come. Hello. Tony and I'm hosting Bible studies, okay? Tony says, season 8, I'm bringing my belt to every scene. Yes, Tony, belt to ass every scene. Hello? Belt to ass. So we're getting further into the conversations, and we kind of started, playing around with some of the stuff that was happening amongst the season, and we get into because I'm gonna skip around a bit for this reunion. Let's get into the Tramel and Kendall of it all, since some of y'all was talking about Ken earlier. So Tramel and Kendall's issue, they talked about it, and Kendall, expressed his thoughts on it. What did you think about this moment, Carl? Oh, he's still working, child. Well, Style Squad, what are y'all thinking? What did y'all think of that moment between Ken? Do y'all have more of a clear understanding from Ken as far as his reasoning behind his feelings towards Tremel? Are you a bit more confused? What are your thoughts? It's not because of the friend. It's because we didn't see a lot of them hold Nova accountable for her behavior. Okay, cool. Nick, I'm doing the first group scene in this egg catch. I'm screaming. Wait, you have to start with Dominique and Tremel. Okay, we could go backwards. I'm gonna go back. Let's get into this Ken part first because y'all was bringing it up. So let's go ahead. No, I didn't understand shit Kim was saying. No. So here's the thing. Me personally, because obviously we were present. I was present. I felt as though, at least from my idea of Ken so far, I think Ken just doesn't know how to really explain himself sometimes. I think that's really what it was. With situations like this, and this is a learning experience for everybody, whether this is your first time in a reunion, a TV show, or anything. But like, I think he just didn't know how to explain his side of the situation without adding those extra details. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a person, I could be long-winded as well, so I can relate in that aspect. And so I think he was trying to make sure he didn't miss any details for people to really grasp the concept of what the disconnect between him and Tremel was. But unfortunately, it just didn't translate. And I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't sound ridiculous, and I'm not trying to sound mean, shady, or nothing. Ken, you got to open your mouth, babe. You got to. Because even when we were in there, in the actual situation, and we're right in front of everybody, it was hard to really hear Ken when he talks. But he talks like that all the time, though. Like, he's just like, it's kind of like a combination between soft-spoken and mumbly. Like, it's like he's talking, but then it's not as clear and concise as you would want it to be to really gauge what exactly we're talking about or what exactly he's trying to come from. And I think that was where the disconnect came in, because obviously during the live chat, a lot of people were saying that. They were like, what's going on with the audio? Why can't we hear him? What is this? Da-da-da-da. I think that was really what's happening, is like sometimes it's hard for the people to really hear what the tease was saying. And what the tease he was trying to get to. And I think that was where the disconnect came in. And then I felt as though, and this is my opinion as well, I felt as though Tremel didn't really give what he needed to give as far as telling his side of the story either. I think Tremel, when it comes down to it, Tremel is always respectful. Like, Tremel is a very respectful person. So he wanted it to be like a real dialogue where it's like, okay, you say your piece, I say mine. And I felt like it was getting there. But similar to the season, there were times where Tremel is expressing himself and he doesn't get the full opportunity. And so for me personally, I would want Tremel to honestly start telling bitches to shut the hell up and let me talk. Like, that's what I want from him to do at this point. Yes, that's what I want from him at this point. Just start telling hoes like, girl, you talking too fucking much. I need to talk. Like,
overtalk me, baby. You not. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, like, sometimes you gotta cut a bitch off. Just sometimes you got to. Like, let me see. He talked and took no accountability, although he knew before the reunion Tremel wasn't talking about him at the park. No, Tremel said what he needed to say. He said Ken invited him, and he showed a text of Ken inviting. Again, a non-factor. You're right. I felt like he definitely got that part out of there. But then I also feel like there was opportunity for there to be him to say more in reference to the situation. I'm screaming out at Sammy's fault.
Everything is Sammy's fault.
Yeah, Tremel was invited. What's your opinion on the audio, JT? Because I heard insects flying / buzzing and all kinds of dips and stuff. Okay.
You know what?
The audio was good for the most part, and the bug part that you heard was actually an edit. That wasn't like a real bug. So that was what was so funny about that. No, I'm sorry, but I think Ken believes because he has money, everybody should just lick his ass. Oh my!
I don't think
that's not ass licking. Come on, audio was good. Next question. Yeah, Pete, sure, the insect noises were edited in. Yeah, Tramel just seemed like he was annoyed and over it. Yeah, you could kind of tell, like, because Ken was long-winded. So I think when you have a moment where somebody is talking and they're explaining their situation and is taking it, it's going to be like, well, girl, like,
taking it.
Yeah, like, can we get to the meat and potatoes, you know? So let's go back. Let's get into the Dominique and Tramel of it all. Dominique and Tramel, from what they explained to us,
sorry,
you're good. They had a bunch of kissy faces and they used to be kissing up each other and stuff. Okay. And that was brought up. What in the world is happening? They brought up all of the teas and hold on, y'all, because I'm sitting here having some crazy shit happening outside my car.
we are so distracted tonight.
All right, we back. Because I was like, girl, what is happening? I kept hearing like it's like somebody was being attacked. I'm like, girl, am I listening to a murder? Jesus. Yes, Tramel and Dominique was out here kissing at the parties and all the things. And they ended up talking about it. And one of the parts of it all was obviously Dominique was saying, like, I'm not about to come on some of the stories y'all come up with. Dominique said, I'm not about to come over there to Tramel and Carl house with Creepy Carl in the other room.
But they say dying. Oh, my bad. Oh, I was gonna say we're muted.
I'm screaming. But he was just like, I'm not coming over there to Tramel and them house with Creepy Carl right up in there, trying to look and see what the vibes is after we done probably did some sucking and fucking. Okay. I live, honey. And you know, I've heard Tramel is a good kisser. So, bitch, I get it, Dominique. I get it. Kissing them up. And hell, it don't matter where you're at. If you can get it where you fit in at, get it. Get it. Now, my question though is, what did y'all think of this interaction where they was expressing their, their connectivity? Because I think the unfortunate part is that we got the gist that they had like they had a friendship and they, used to have little moments of kissing and things like that. So that means that they had a certain level of synergy within this friendship. But we didn't really get to see it in the season. You know what I'm saying? So what is the disconnect in that part where it's like, why didn't we get to see more of their friendship or any type of anything amongst them? Like, what was that? Could have been the fact that, when it came down to the disconnects amongst the cast, like, could that have been a contribution? Those are the things that I really want to unpack. And, Dominique can unpack that on his own leisure, same as Tramel. They can unpack that at any time. But I really wanted to know that vibe because I was just like, this is interesting that, they've had this history, but it doesn't come off like they really have any form of a friendship. At least watching the show is what I'm saying. I know the outside world stuff, but watching the show, it doesn't seem like a friendship was really there, And so I really wanted to know why that didn't come off on the season. So going back into the stories of the reunion, we get into having the conversation of Nova, right? So we get married in season 8 and I'll protect him better than Carl. Yes! We love a wedding. We need a wedding. A chasing wedding pendant. Hello? Love it. Mean it. Make sure I'm the flower girl. And then Jamar can sing. I love it. Oh, and then Dario can be the pastor. Oh, everything. We all got it all figured out. I love it. I love it. But yes, so we get into the Nova of it all. Everybody, the one that everybody loves to hate, child. And, she was a huge topic of discussion this season, just based off of, the disconnect between her and a few different parties. So, of course, we got into the disconnect between her and Tony at the initial part of the season, where, Tony invited Nova to a ball, but Nova misinterpreted it as, oh, I'm walking said ball. But as Tony is the queen of receipts, honey, Tony made it known and sure and clear that she didn't invite her to be a part of a ball. She invited her to spectate, and spectate she did, right? And one thing I can appreciate about Nova, she definitely took the accountability of, hey, I was definitely wrong. And that, of course, she used the wrong verbiage where she said a miscommunication. It was just it wasn't a miscommunication because Tony said it clearly, but the misunderstanding of was of how Nova chose to interpret what Tony was saying to her, which kudos to her. She took accountability, and I'm glad that her and Tony have a great relationship. And I really enjoyed the vibes within the reunion between everybody in general. I think everybody had like a decent vibe amongst each other, but there was some shadiness there, which we're going to get into, right? Like there was one particular moment. If y'all seen it, it was a little key moment where Nova says basically how he had basically got the hell up out of there. I forgot what part she was saying she was leaving from. And Sammy right beside her was like, yeah, just same way how you got the hell out in Miami. Baby, let me tell y'all something. There's something pending there. You can kind of tell that something is pending there because the moment Sammy, his body language, okay, I'm gonna just say this, and I hope I don't sound ridiculous. Yes. So one thing I have learned about this cast, I'm learning body languages more. And Sammy is a body language guy. He's a guy that you'll know how he feels based off of his mannerisms, his facial expressions, everything. And I felt like in that moment as he was sitting beside Nova, there was an irritance that was building. And you could tell how he was chewing his gum, his face, everything. Like I said, that particular response, it gave something is pending. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't know if he had an issue with sitting beside Nova. It didn't give that there was an issue, but it definitely felt that there was some things pending with her. I was like, okay, hey, Alfia.
Alfia, please.
Leaving the DC group. That what it was. Yes. They were talking about the group chat. And basically it started off with the conversation about the division within the group, right? So the division came from Noelle, which was confirmed by Tony. I told y'all, queen of receipts. Tony had let it be known that, hey, Noelle made this group chat that separated everybody, right? The DC6 group chat. And she didn't say that was the reason, but honestly, that was kind of like the catalyst.
Not for me.
Okay, nobody need to be in the chairs, honey. But yeah, like I felt like when they were talking about this group chat, I think they didn't realize the intention changed. But Noelle's intention of creating a group chat, like he said, was, well, I like these girls. I want to put them all in a group chat, and I see that. I respect it. But I think it was the perfect opportunity to then split up the group. And that was what ended up happening. Was that the initial intention? I don't think it was. Like I said, I don't think Noelle's intention was that, but it ended up becoming that because now you're having no reason to talk to these other people because you got these core people that you want to talk to all the time.
Right.
And that's just what ended up happening. And so Nova was explaining like, yeah, girl, I ended up leaving the group chat or whatever. And Sammy was just like, yeah, girl, the same way you left Miami.
I was all, y'all gotta catch her.
No, and then here's the guy. This is why I said you got to pay attention to body language because when he said it, he didn't even look at her. He didn't even look her way. His body was still turned the opposite direction. He was chewing his gum. His face didn't change.
I say a shady set. I've been trying to warn you.
A shady set. Like, it was a shady set. I was like, oh. I was like, well, Candy, something's happening here. Like something is brewing. And so I clocked that tea. I wonder if y'all clocked that tea too, Style Squad. Because I was just like, girl, I don't know.
They didn't catch that.
Tassa didn't look or nothing. Clock it, JT. Okay.
When her titties be out, they'll be paying her no mind.
Okay. Like, I was like, wait a minute, Samantha. You know, but see, Samantha is that type of girl. Like, Samantha is not going to sit here and be hooping and hollering. That's not her stilo. That's not her set.
Y'all, that's because her homegirls didn't give me a chance.
Okay.
White outer skin, bitch. I was trying to. They didn't give me a chance to get that far.
Yes. Tony said Baby Couch Ada Elites was reading, honey. Okay. Yes. Yes. But see, that wasn't the only tension I clocked. Let's get into more of the tension. So we get it when everything was going down, and we get into the whole conversation about the Noelle and Nova of it all, right? Where Nova basically was saying how she was basically wrong for calling and basically calling and putting a stamp on Noelle as Medea at the beginning of the season. And she had already basically brought that up and apologized about it because she knew that she was, you know, kind of just being extra shady or whatever. And she was just like, she was. I thought what was the key was she was being shady and then go and say like, oh, you know, I shouldn't have called her Medea. I should have actually said Shanae.
Shanae would have been more fitting. I'm just saying. It would have been.
But see, here's the gag, right? When she said that, to me, I took it as she was, you know, keying. Like she's like, oh, yeah, I felt like she was just keying, like, oh, you know, I'm Medea, I should have said Shanae. And then the other reason why I felt like she was keying was because, you know, Noelle's style in this reunion, his hair was very bouffantish. And when you think of Shanae, you know, she always loved a good braid updo.
For real.
So that's what I thought of. I'm like, that's probably why she said that, right? Baby, it did not go well with Noelle, honey.
It did not. Noelle was not here for that. Like, who's she trying to read, bitch?
Okay. Noelle said she be talking a lot of shit from the Red Roof Inn. I died.
Okay, where am I at now? Okay,
like, I literally died. Can we talk about Noelle not being an elite or extra according to Nova? Yes. Tony, listen, you better be clocking it. People don't be realizing this group here is some shady queens. When Nova was listing out everybody who was a part of the elites or DC 564321, she basically listed all the girls except Noelle. So in that moment, it kind of gives you already had something brewing with Noelle already. If you're not already in the streets like we are as far as the web world it goes, there was an exchange between them in the comments under one of the posts on social media. And I felt as though there was some lingering feelings there because even then, I'm going to take y'all a step back. When we first was getting into the Nova of it all and Dominique was addressing her, there was a moment where the camera panned to Noelle and Tremel, and Noelle rolled his eyes. So there were small little subtle things that was very telling that was like, hey, something is brewing with these girls. Something is brewing here. And so I was just like, hey, the things are coming. The things are coming, which they came, right? After they said that, after Noelle said that, I think it caught Nova off guard. Like when he said that, she was just like, oh, that's not in the Red Roof Inn. What are you talking about? Baby, the girl started letting half. The girl started going off. Nova, it really was Noelle at first. Noelle started getting in her ass.
I just like how we got there.
How did we get there? Like Noelle, she's selling coochie
at the Red Roof Inn.
At the Red Roof Inn. That baby said T.S. rent. What? I said what? What? He said that you are a clock. Like, it was too much, y'all. It was too much.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God. They have been going back and forth on some posts, but I didn't know it was going to explode like that. Exactly, Tony. It was like, girl, what? Like, I did not expect that to even go that way. It was
no one did.
It took us all by surprise. Even after the reunion, I checked on Noelle and I checked on Nova, and I was like, you all right? Noelle was like, fuck up.
I asked you to do this before me.
Okay, and then Nova was like, she was shocked. She was like, I didn't know that was going to happen.
I was niggas can do this stuff.
Yes. It was a mess. But it was definitely a good watch. Okay. The girls was into the things. Tony said LOL, and Noelle created the group, so she was definitely in the group. LOL, the Nova Banks experience, darling. Do you hear me? Nova, as Tony was saying, Nova Shakova. She is something else, honey. Noelle and Nova was something I did not expect, but it was the gift that was given to us, child. Same, JT. I was asking everybody, were they okay the whole filming? Yes. I had to make sure, like, there was more than a couple of times. Every time, like, we had, like, a quick little break, I instantly would get up and be like, y'all all right? Y'all good? Because y'all was taking it. Y'all was taking it at this reunion. And might I say, Tony gagged me. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Tony's another girl. Her facial expressions and her subtle shade gags me when she was just like, at the beginning, baby, of course I'm a grandma, so we gotta time is money. I gotta get home and get some sleep. Like I love it. I love all of you girls. Y'all are just so shady.
It was so many moments, okay?
It was so many moments. And mind you, this part of the reunion was more of the lax part. But y'all gave so many good moments. And I've talked to both of them. They're both fine. Love them both. Absolutely. Nova versus Noelle was a verbal boxing match I didn't know was going to be on my birthday list. Hello? Very much that. I was keying. Don't be mad at me. Both sides were going for blood. No, I was keying too. The girls were coming with it. I'm like, hey, JT and Carl. Hi, Miss Holmes. Welcome in, baby. Catherine, I said that's how you read a bitch. I was loving every bit of it. I gagged. Tell Noelle that bitch is my favorite from now on. Y'all know I'm two-faced. Let the people tell it. Dominique, okay. Dominique, you play both sides of the fence, boo. You and Sammy apparently be just riding the fence, baby. I would have had 10 blunts in a bottle. Hello? I haven't been an extra since 2018. Hell, Tony, you ate me up with that. And then it was the face after that gagged me. It was so funny. When Noelle said Nova was clockable, I was like, oh my God, Noelle. My girl is pretty. My girl is pretty. Like, it was insane. But that was insanity at its finest. And that's just literally just the tip of the iceberg, right? Like literally the tip of the iceberg when it comes down to this reunion. Part 2, we're going to see the continuation of their fight, and baby, it's just going to get better and better. Like, it's going to get good. Like, the season is over, but not the drama show lane. The girls are taking it. But hello, we may need to go ahead and pick up cameras next week. Yes, honey. I would have had my popcorn and martini. Yes, the girls was taking it. Everyone looked great while sitting. I was just being playful with my Scorpio sister. Right. Dom, you surprised me this season. It's me just staring. I ain't have to say ish. No, you were keying. Althea was like just as shocked as the rest of us. And it was definitely when Althea was trying to tell Noelle to calm down. Tremel and when I tell y'all how everybody was seated, Noelle and Tremel looked like a married couple, and Tremel was trying to tell his wife to calm down. Like, baby, stop. That's what it gave. It was so funny. JT, you are my cousin and I love you. Yes, Nova is gorgeous on the outside, but on the inside, she is dark and nasty. Like her, in the words of Tatiana from RuPaul. Not dark. She's not. She can be nasty, but she's not dark. Again, y'all just got to get to know her more, and I hope y'all will at some point. Noelle, come get your baddie chain. Yes, honey, come get your baddie chain, bitch. Yes, listen, let's get these eggs to hatching, honey. Okay. Fifi, your expressions were funny. She really was. Noelle stating the brick is clockable is a true statement. It ain't. My baby is not clockable. My girl is that girl. Like, and Noelle is just as cute. I love everybody on this cast. I think everybody is attractive people. I love it. Yes. But tell me y'all thoughts. What did y'all think of part 1 of the reunion? Baby, it was good. It's just gonna get better, honey. Like, let's get into the things. So before we get into the other teas, I want to go ahead and skim through the Seed ATL reunion. How did y'all feel about the Seed ATL reunion, you guys? It was our first reunion. And also, hello, it was virtual. So it was a 2.5 hour reunion. Y'all got the full scope of it all. It was so good. I felt like I enjoyed it. I felt like we really got to the meat and potatoes. I think we really, ended our season off very, very well. Like, really, really did. So, I want to know, did y'all get to check out the CNATL reunion? If not, make sure y'all go and check it out and tell me your thoughts. How are we supposed to get to know Nova when she is constantly nasty? I'm over trying to get to know Nova. By all means, Rave, do your thing, babe. Jessica and bonus on her shoulders unnecessarily. It's going to be discussed in part 2. That they're going to address a lot of that stuff in part 2. Y'all got to admit, Nova gave a good reunion scene. Give her some props. Yeah, like there was a lot that everybody brought. Y'all got to put subtitles for Kendall, please. The reunion was great, but JT, you have to be nicer. JT, you read for film. JT, you do not mind at all. I live for it. Okay, the CDTL was dope. JT, I was not expecting for you and Delon to get into it. I think y'all did really good for the scene. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I do not mind, actually. But y'all gonna see the difference between how I read a bitch that I don't like versus a read a bitch I actually have love and care for. So with me and Delon, although us getting into it was a shock factor for not only y'all, but for me, I didn't read her because that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, Delon is my babe. Like, we were friends for a few years now. We went through some shit even before this show came out, and I don't ever want to hurt or dog my friends out. I would never, not even for a show. Like, girl, please. Like, all of my friends know this. Scotty, Carl, all of them know this. Like, I would never do anything just for the sake of a TV show, whether it's a show I produce or it's an opportunity on a bigger platform. I would never do that, like, ever in my life. And so when it came down to him and I, it was rough at first, but I think we got to a happy medium. And it was good. Like, I really think we had a great season. I thought what was so funny was everything that happened with the Delon stuff, where they were basically saying like, oh, yeah, me and Delon are friends again. Actually, he texted me a little, like maybe an hour or so ago. And it basically was, he basically was just like, oh, girl, like, we really did our big one. Like, I love you, Dad. I'm like, girl, I love you too. Like, me and Delon are friends for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did great. JT, you were giving JT Fawcett to the hair. LOL. Okay. I live. JT is giving Doberman hair flip. Yes. Listen, the people love to sit here and be like, oh, you're just stirring up drama. You bringing up shit. But baby, you did it. If you don't want me to bring it up, don't do it. Then there will be nothing for me to bring up. Hello? And Delon, DJ, shout out to DJ, confirmed that there was more to everything involving Delon and the people at his event, because, bitch, you sit here was like, oh, I never called you back, and them people, you talked to them beforehand and they had nothing, they wasn't going to do anything. Is that the truth? Because, bitch, they're sitting here talking to DJ and telling him like, oh, watch her, she's messy, she's a fake bitch. Why are y'all talking to somebody you don't even know, trying to talk shit about me? But if I came up in there showing my ass and my anus in my cute skirt, then I would have been wrong. Girl, please. Thank you, babe. Yeah, we all look great. Tulsa, you look great. You and that brush. Listen, that is the thing. The people don't know. I have anxiety. I have anxiety. So whether I have a wig on or dreads or braids or something, y'all would see in mixed conversations the majority of time, especially if I'm upset, I move my hair a lot. I touch my hair a lot. All of those things. Like, that really is like just a natural response to my anxiety. So I always do stuff like that. It's just something that keeps me sane. But yeah, like it was a good time. And I'm glad that we ended well. So the CNTL season 1 is officially done. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh, hold on. Welcome
Billy,
back.
my bad, my damn. I don't know what the fuck phone just went the fuck out.
You're good.
Whew,
You're
okay.
good.
What I missed? What part we on?
Oh, we're talking about the scene ATL reunion.
Oh, bitch. Trash, you and DeLon. Doing the most.
Listen, that's just me. Like he was talking about how some stuff I was saying. Yeah, girl, I'm very much big on, bitch. If we're talking about what's going on between me and you, focus on the show, ho. Talk about all that other stuff. I don't give a fuck about none of that stuff.
I
Let's
don't
talk
care about none of that.
Yes, we talk about the scene. We talk about this moment, bitch. And that's on period. Kelly and Michelle were so over it in that box in the first half. Do you know why? Who's Kelly and Michelle? I'm screaming. I couldn't understand. Oh, Kelly and Michelle. Oh, DJ and Delon. They were probably over it because, bitch, they were in the box together without letting the bitch know what the fuck was going on. Like, we're trying to sit here and set this reunion up, and y'all log in together, and I'm sitting here looking like, what the hell is this? That was where my energy came from at the beginning, and when they were saying, and Carl, everybody was saying my energy was nasty at the time because I was aggravated. I was just like, girl, we got to get this stuff done. And y'all sitting here popping up in the same box on the same like frequency, and y'all messing up everything. Like they had so many technical difficulties, which y'all saw at the beginning of the reunion. So I was aggravated as hell. And then I them like, girl, what the hell is y'all there for? Like, what is happening? And then nobody was answering me. So then what the energy that y'all got was because I was aggravated. Like, I was aggravated. What is this? Oh, this was yesterday. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But yes, I was so aggravated. I was just like, girl, we got to get this shit done. And y'all got all these damn issues. You know what I'm saying? And so, but we got it figured out, baby. We got it figured out. JT was like, is it me? Am I the drama? Listen, I was the drama. And listen, y'all, his was so funny, which is why I think I can relate to a certain degree with like Nova or Carl or whatever. It's like, bitch, I was doing my job. You feel me? Like there's 5 of us on this, well, 6 of us was on this cast. 5 of us was filming full time, whereas Carl was filming Chasing Atlanta. So who's going to push the story if it wasn't going to be me? But you got people out here on blogs and comments going out of their way. JT has no life. JT had a whole story revolving around Scotty and Bando. Fuck her. She ain't shit. She's such a messy cunt. Girl, please. Y'all watched the season because I was pushing the story, bitch. And shout out to me. If it wasn't for me asking these questions constantly and putting the fire under Bando's ass, we probably wouldn't have got the end all be all, bitch. Hello? The fuck? And I'm not saying I'm the direct reason why Bando and Scotty are together. I'm not saying that. But bitch, I was a contribution. Me and Carl was a contribution, bitch. Hello? Okay, me and Bando, one thing about it, we're going to get into it, and I live for it. I just want to say it's all Carl's fault. Thank you. Indeed. Tell some JT, were you the anchor? No, I wasn't the anchor. I wasn't the anchor. I was just the person that likes to push the story along. I would say, if anything, me and Scotty are going to definitely hold it down going into season 2. That's how I see. I definitely see it as me and him, we're like a yin and yang kind of vibe. And we really going to really push everything to the next level. So I'm definitely excited about that. Going into season 2. And we plan on filming season 2 in the next, in the next month or 2. So be on the lookout. I don't think the CNTL had any anchors. Yeah, we didn't have an anchor in the first season. We didn't have an anchor. Everybody was trying to find their footing, their understandings and things. And now we're here. But season 2, we're bringing in a bunch of new people. Let's just say we're doubling what we had. We're doubling the cast from this season. We're doubling it. So be on the lookout. It's going to be a good time. Now, we done got through all of this stuff. Let's get into some more of the mess. Okay? So I'm going to fill some of y'all in who aren't in the web world as heavy as the rest of us. Okay? So, just recently, our good sis Trey. I said Trey. Our good sis Troy. Troy, who was
not
on
Trey.
not Trey. Troy, who was on Chasing Atlanta seasons 4, 5, and 6. He, of course, did not come back on season 7. He has his podcast called Talk Live Tuesdays. And he did a recent interview with Ike, who was also a part of Chasing Atlanta season 6. Season 5. And he is also the host over the Queer Pop the Balloon show. They had an interview on Troy's podcast, and they were just talking about the in and outs of Troy's life, him getting started back up with his podcast, and also getting the in and outs of different things that happen amongst the show, both past and present, and why he didn't come back to Chasing Atlanta this season. So there was a recent clip of this that we're about to watch this clip. Tells Ike seems like he's mean. Actually, Ike isn't mean at all. Ike is very sweet, and he's a gentleman. Like, he's a very sweet guy. I want an interview with Kendra. Okay, I love that. I definitely want to interview Kendra. But yes, we're going to get into this interview, and we're going to talk about the in and outs and tell me what y'all think. Now, I didn't clip the entire portion of this sector. I kind of clipped the important parts because I do want y'all to go support Troy, watch the podcast, and also gauge on y'all thoughts on it outside of just this clip that we're showing, and tell me what y'all think. And we'll come back and we'll discuss it further. But we're going to watch this clip and get into the tease of their conversation.
Told the big dog to not return to Chasing Atlanta.
Oh, girl, you want to get right into it, huh?
Right into it. Like, what is it?
So, one, I was in a relationship again, and at the time, some things had happened while I was in that relationship, and I think I was trying to save the relationship, but also I was trying to save face for a friendship as well. And so I chose not to go back to Chasing this past season, not because of production for real. Like, there were some things that can be talked about there. But it was really because of the relationship and something that happened while I was in my relationship that I didn't want to bring to the show then. I wanted to, and this is going to sound crazy, I would have rather had talked about the situation before the show aired, so that we could have been in a better place before getting on the show. Because if I would have brought it to the show like in real time, it would have been of me acting a fool on TV, and I didn't want that again for me on Chasing. Like, I feel like I've given the girls too many times of where I've been on there going back and forth for the bitch. I'm not doing that no more. Like, I'm really in a better place. Like, bitch, I'm a store manager of the highest volume store in the company that I'm with. Like, I am, bitch, I got a management team. Like, bitch, I'm doing things. I'm actually elevating, and even though it's a silent elevation, like, sometimes everything don't have to be loud. So I didn't want that to really impact what it was. But in the words of K Michelle, like, bitch, that was my real life. This is really what I've been through for real. So that's really why I didn't go back to Chasing.
Hey, you just walked away.
I walked away. It literally hurt me to my soul to send that email back and say, I won't be returning this season. And just for clarification, there wasn't a, I didn't get an invite back.
Right.
The email is there. The email came.
And there was a reply.
And I waited 2 weeks until it was due to be sent back to then decide no. The situation started with a person that I was really close with on the show, and everybody knows who the closest person I was with on the show was, Dominique at the time. Of course, man, you had built a relationship when you got on there. Me, myself, Willa, Seven, I had a built a relationship with a lot of people on that show. Oliver, but Dominique, when he came on in season 4, like, we ended up being click tight, but she was freaking Frack. That's what everybody knew us as. Like, as Wayne would say, a freaking a fraud, you know, and that may be what it was. No shade, a freaking a fraud. But I was at home one day and my partner at the time ended up coming in the house, and when he came in the house, he came to me, he was like, you know, I'm not going to talk to a specific person anymore. And the only reason I'm not going to say their name is because I just don't want things to get wrapped up in their career, if that makes sense.
Now, were they worried about you and your
relationship and all that? No, they weren't.
Okay.
They weren't.
See, cancers have a different level of grace. I don't know why sometimes.
I don't know why, but as much as I want to air it out, and you know, who knows? I may end up saying whatever, but right now, the focus is the situation.
Okay.
But this person that me and people may read between the lines, they may end up figuring out themselves, who knows. But this person who had a mutual connection between myself and Dominique, basically text my ex one day, and I have the text message still in my phone, text my ex one day and said, hey, basically he wanted to let him know that Dominique wanted a piece of my ex's tool between his legs, his telephone. He wanted to ring his line, basically. And my ex told me, was like, you know, I'm just not going to talk to him no more because, you know, he's telling me this is what Dominique is saying. And when he's saying this, you know, I don't know why he would tell me that, because that is somebody that's supposed to be your friend, also Dominique's friend. So I don't know what the correlation is there. I don't know if he's just being messy, but I don't want to deal with him anymore. Now, how much of the dealings were anymore, I don't know. I don't know if there was still conversation, whatever his and have you. But he did respond back, was like, you know, in a sense of wasted why he's telling him this, and he was like, you know, I just wanted him to know. Wanted you to know this is what happened. And so fast forward again, he texted him, was like, oh, such and such, Dominique is at my house right now. He's saying that he wish you was here because he was in Alabama. And I don't know what the conversation was for that, so I don't know why Dominique would even feel comfortable again saying like, oh, he wish he was in town with him. So again, like I said, I don't know how true that part was, but he texted him again and told him that, hey, like, you know, Dominique is in town and he's saying he wish you was here, like, and basically told him, like, you know, I know you and Troy are dealing with some things right now, and you young and you want to have sex, and you basically can just get a piece. Like, I know you need that. And my ex told him basically, like, I'll wait. Like, you know, we good. I'll wait.
Is that a reliable source? Like, when he came to you about you, did you instantly believe it? Like, okay, it got to be true. It came from this person.
I believed it because it's just like, that's somebody that you are super close with. That's somebody you've been knowing for years.
So he wouldn't
decades at this point. I would hope not. I would hope not.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I would hope not.
Right.
So when the information came to me, it was just like, I did two things. Mm-hmm. I blocked Dominique on everything immediately. Phone, Instagram, Twitter, everything. That person, I sent a text message letting them know how much it hurt me that they would do that, and even send the messages to my partner at the time. And bitch, blocked. I made sure the message that delivered and hit block on that too. Blocked. And yeah. You
know how much entertainment that would have been on Facing Atlanta?
I know the entertainment it would have been, but
light though at the same time.
In that moment, it's not light because it would have real life. No, it was real life, and it would have drug out like season 7 right now. What they're filming, I would have owned it, and I would have had my face plastered in the middle of the screen because I would have owned the story. And I hate that I couldn't give him that because I wanted to give him that, but I wasn't going to give it to him. I would have given it to him real and raw, but not in the light that it was. Because, again, we never had a conversation like I blocked them. And then even still then, I unblocked him because, bitch, you know I'm not a hating girl. I'm going to give props on props. He's the best dog groomer out in the city, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. The other girls are not grooming Yorkies and grooming the dogs how he's grooming them. So I had to unblock him to, bitch, get my damn dog groomed.
Oh, wow. You, girl...
That bitch,
better than me.
I don't mind.
I would have been going up the road.
You know, somewhere, but bitch, I'm not bitch. Who am I not a bitch? Girl, I'm gonna give you a promise. See when them fingers touching. Like, bitch, he was a good. He does his job and he does it well. So, bitch, I'm like, you know, bitch, I get my dog room. So, bitch, that's where he going. He going straight to Dominique. So, with that happening and with that being said, it was just like, okay, but my number was still open. He was like, you know, we got to talk.
Oh, he hit you and said,
yeah, he told me that we got to talk, you know, whatever. And, you know, he feel like we want to talk, but we never had a conversation. We never had a conversation. And this was before the casting email came out. And it drug out. So I don't know if he was texting me because he knew that the show was about to start and he thought I was going to bring it to the show. But I'm just too much of a real ass bitch. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, Chasing Troy was fake. He was flipping sides. He was trying to be in the middle of everything that ass bitch in real life. Like, bitch, I wouldn't have a discussion on camera about something, especially so personal, until I made sure that you knew that bitch you would have this conversation.
Right.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it. So I'm gonna give y'all some cliff notes for the people who maybe didn't get to get the gist. Long story short, Troy expressed not only why he didn't come back to Chasing Atlanta, but also what happened between the demise of him and Neek's friendship. From his vantage point, he basically said that a mutual friend of theirs came to his significant other at the time. I'm speaking on Troy. The mutual friend came to the Troy's significant other and told him that Dominique had an interest for him, right? So the significant other went to Troy and told him, like, hey, your mutual friend between you and Dominique told me this, and I don't know what his intentions were. So, and I'm not fucking with it, so I'm not going to talk to him anymore. Troy does, as he said, he doesn't know if that ever actually happened or changed. But moving on, he decided to then later block Dominique after this mutual friend came back to him again and said something about, hey, Dominique was hoping that you would be around or something of that nature. I hope you were coming over. And Troy blocked Dominique and that friend on everything. And I think that's unfortunate, obviously. In the fast forward of it all, though, Troy said himself, like, girl, you the best dog groomer out here, okay? So if I have to suck it up to get my dog cute, I will do just that. In the midst of him doing that, however, he left his phone number unblocked, which Dominique reached out to him and said, hey, let's talk, or we need to talk, which to this day, they haven't done that at all. And Troy basically let it be known. Of course, it's factual. This is what Troy just said. I'm telling you what it said. I'm not saying it's factual that Dominique actually did this. That we don't know. But Troy said it in the interview. He literally said all of this. But, so that's the gag of it all. Is like, what is everybody going to be wanting to know who the friend is. Do we know who the friend is? Of course we know who it is. But that's not for us to tell. However, I think what the unfortunate part about this story is the fact that this great friendship was thrown to the wayside based off of some poor actions. Because do we know that Dominique said or did any of the things that was said? No, we don't know. We don't. Dominique and Troy got to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, Troy don't even know. He even said that. But I think it's weird for him to have just, not even weird, because I could understand, like, when you're overwhelmed, because he also expressed in that interview how at that time he was very overwhelmed with a lot of things, right? And so I think when you're overwhelmed, you kind of just jump the gun and just is like, oh, girl, I'm not dealing with none of this, so I'm just blocking everybody, right? But then in the other part of the interview, he's brought up some stuff saying that after all of that happened, he then started to see that Dominique and some of his friends started to connect and start talking to his ex and, you know, like being friends with them and stuff like that. And so it just was an overwhelming time for him. And so he didn't want to bring this stuff onto season 8 in the mindset that he was in, right? So I think that's understandable. I want to say, however, it's a little peculiar that you wouldn't even give your friend grace, and it's like, hey, friend, somebody told me some wild ass shit. Is this true? And Dominique could give him an answer, whether it's the truth or a lie, but at least I feel like Troy should have given Dominique an opportunity to either confirm or deny these allegations. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the said friend in between them, as Troy said in the interview, this mutual friend is somebody that was close to both of them. So this friend coming to him, telling him this stuff, it was almost kind of like it most likely could be law, considering that they are so close. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's like, damn. It's like, I don't know how to feel about this, right? Like, it's like, is it true or not? Right? Like, and if it's not true, why would that mutual friend go to Troy and say the things that he said about him? Well, say the things that he said, about Dominique to Troy. Like, why would that mutual friend go and do that if it's a lie, right? Like, why would you lie on Dominique? But then on the other end, let's say if it's true, why would that mutual friend tell Troy this? Well, tell Troy's ex this, boyfriend at the time. Why would you tell the boyfriend and not Troy when Troy is your friend? Are you going to the boyfriend to try and see if he wanted to fuck with Dominique? That's what, it's so many elements to it that it's like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know. I don't like it. I didn't like how it played out.
Okay, there we go.
Because I know you had some notes.
Yeah, but my thing is, it's like, I feel like it's a lot of things that weren't discussed.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out why they weren't discussed. Like it said in the video, like I just went ahead and blocked them, but I never had the conversation. I sent them a message, told them like basically I knew, but I didn't say nothing to them. So it's like, I don't get how people hang with people that like, because it says to me that you never trusted him from the jump. That's what it says to me. So my thing is like, why are you hanging with people that you don't trust like that? I feel like if that was your friend, you just said, bitch, I know it's true, bitch, blah, 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 whatever you text them, and then you just blocked them. You didn't get a chance to say, bitch, what are you talking about? You just knew it was true. So I'm figuring either we missed a part of the story or you was hanging with somebody that you didn't trust, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't get that. And my thing is just like, it's a lot going on. And then for the mutual friend, it's like nobody's having parties. Like nobody's having a conversation. So what's happening here? And I thought this would, mind you, I think this would have made a great story for season 7.
Oh,
just for the record.
It would have been real good.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, I love a good authentic tea. Some authentic tea, yeah.
We definitely love that.
Yes. And here's the other part, people. Hold on. Tell some, is Willa still friends with Troy and Dominique? I'm not 100% sure. Exactly.
Sure. I know Willa moved back to Tennessee, didn't she?
Your friend. I know. I don't know. Willa's my girl.
Yeah. She went back to Tennessee, so I'm not sure.
Yes. Let me see. What is it? I always suspected the friendship wouldn't last, but damn. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a little peculiar. I think how the situation played out was peculiar too. It's like, like I said, if this was something that you really believed, I think giving your friend the benefit of the doubt and saying like, okay, I'm gonna at least have a conversation with you. And if this is your real friend, you could tell the difference between if somebody lying or telling the truth, right? But then I also thought that the irony of it all was this interview dropping down at the same time as the reunion, because in the pre-show, if y'all notice, in the pre-show, quite a few people said that they wanted Troy back. Like Tramel said it, Q said it. Who else said it? I thought it was like maybe one more person has brought his name up. But yeah, it was very interesting that everybody was asking for him to come back, and this interview dropped at the same time. That, can you say irony?
That's like how ironic.
Yes, the irony was very telling. So I don't know. I'm interested to gauge like what that would look like for a season 8. I personally would love for Troy to come back. Not because of the disconnect between him and Dominique, but I felt like Troy would have been great for this season. you know, because as he said in his interview, he did get a request for a return interview, right? So every season, people who are on the previous season, they get a return interview where, you know, people get to, you know, express what they would want to do if asked back for the next season. And when the request was sent to him, he declined coming back. So everything that he said was the truth. Like, he was asked, you know, for a return interview. And so he decided to not come back. And I feel like it was a combination of, like, yeah, he wasn't in the right mindset or space, but I also felt like he didn't want to give that type of story with him and Dominique on the show. So I feel like there is still something there. But Carl, how do you feel? Like, is this something that can be discussed and repaired and moved on, or is it?
I don't know, but I'll be definitely curious to see. Well, what I think, to me, it was the fact that I think it was one of those situations where you had to pick between your man and your quote unquote friend, and he chose his man, because now he says like he's considering doing season 8 because of the fact he's in a better space. But are you in a better space, or are you and that man and broke up?
Oh yeah, him and that man gone.
So I'm thinking that might be why you want to do it, because I think you wanted to hold on to the man. That's just for me. You know, that's my opinion.
Based off of that interview, it kind of sort of gave that. Like,
that's what it gives to me.
He was definitely like, you know, he's trying to, you know, save his marriage, going up the hill to save his marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, going up the mountain to save his marriage, you know, and I can respect it. You know, I can definitely respect it. But news to everybody. I would love everybody to know this. Don't allow no boyfriend, no girlfriend. If it ain't your husband or your wife, don't allow them to keep opportunity from your door. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. The only time you should start taking consideration of an opportunity as far as like how it's going to affect a significant other. Honestly, if that's not your husband and your wife, bitch, do what is best for your career. Because as you see now, the moment shit hits the fan, that man or that woman ain't going to be around no more. And it's not because they wanted to stick around for any other reason. It just, maybe it wasn't supposed to be.
Right, and here we are.
Yeah, some things just don't work out. And so then you get to a point where that don't work out, and then now you done missed your opportunity because you chose to choose that man over an opportunity. So that's just a learning lesson for everybody to take. But what are you guys' thoughts? What are you thinking about everything that has transpired with this interview? And also, like I said, go check it out. Tell me you guys' thoughts and opinions. I want to know what you guys think and feel. Let me see, look through some of these comments. Everybody say much love Troy. They would love Troy and Jay Moore to come back. Yeah, I love Jay Moore too. Like, love Jay. I want to know if Tonka is still with that short ass that she didn't snatch up by the throat last season. I want to know that. No, they're not together no more, from my understanding. You know, the one that was touching on a white woman's ass. I'm screaming. I choose my dreams. Exactly. I would always choose me before a nigga. I'm so sorry. Because a nigga gonna choose him before me. Let's just keep it a buck. Niggas and people in general is built on self-preservation and, you know, survival. And I can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? People are going to always protect themselves. So when you keep that in mind, you're going to protect yourself too, just in case. Because you know people are going to always be for self. So make sure you protect yourself in the long run. But outside of that, what are you guys' thoughts? I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for everybody. Tell me you guys' thoughts, not only just for this interview, but the entire listing of everything. Chasing Atlanta Part 1, the ATL Reunion, Dominique Morgan incarcerated, the Troy and Dominique of it all. What are your thoughts? We went through a lot of stuff today. And I think I did good with going through all of this in an hour and a half. No shade. Like, I did really good.
Okay, by yourself too, bitch. Okay.
Okay, like, no shade. I kind of ate that low-key. So, yes, I dropped the link. You guys come on and tell me you guys' thoughts. Because, baby, we got to unpack this. We got to talk about this. Oh, even before we even get into that, I missed some parts.
What part we missed?
We missed some parts. We got to get into Dominique because Dominique actually did see. He did see
Yes, he did respond.
Yes, he did respond on his socials. So give me 1 second. We can read through this together, honey. Yes, he posted mood. He said, yes, I saw Little Mama interview. Stop sending it to me. We're not casting yet, Buki. Then he goes and says, to say I wanted to suck your man dick is wild. I don't even suck meat. Well, I do, but I'm definitely not offering it out. I'm more of an ass eater. This summer, I might have to come out of retirement because what the fuck name y'all fitting to play with? Not Neek Neek. Hello? He also said, believe whatever you want. I'm not clearing up rumors for the internet. And if your homegirls need that, get that. I'm screaming. Ooh, I love it. I just love it. Listen, the boys and girls was very much on day 1-2s. Troy did great when he was on this. Add him onto the show. Oh, that's sweet. Yes, I love Troy. But yes, Dominique did see it and he responded. And Dominique said, miss me with the BS. I really want Dominique to, obviously express some thoughts on it. And not, Dominique will do it on his own time. But baby, Tessa, not the girls twirling during the full moon. Yes, child, during the full moon. Lord Jesus. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Catherine.
Don't do me talking about some Lord Jesus.
I'm weak.
My God, today. Dominique, you should have said something in that chat when I asked you, was you being a whore? Because I believe you probably was. No, I'm kidding.
I'm screaming.
Dominique, I love you, boo. You know I got to mess with you, though, because you sat up here and said Nikki was your wife and everything. And, I got a problem with that because Nikki is mine as well as Carl's. So don't do that. Let's get down to the reunion tease, cause JT, you had me hollering
Okay.
on your reunion. I said, "Ooh, now her getting the line together. Get him." And then when you and Bando was going at it, I was like, Bando, just be quiet, cause she will read you for filth. Just hush.
Listen,
And Bando was
loves
going.
to argue with me.
He do. Hello, can y'all hear me?
He loves to argue with me, honey. Yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay, because my phone be tripping sometimes.
Okay, Jamar. Jamar, so
Jamar,
funny.
you need
Go
to bring
ahead,
your happy-go-lucky ass up here too, because I got some questions.
Okay.
Husband, I know you moving and everything, but did Q bring Securitas up there?
I'm screaming. No, he didn't bring security.
Oh, okay, I heard. That's what I heard on TJ. She was like,
Carl is
I
feeling
heard you
emotional.
brought security. But
can y'all hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because Carl on mute. We can't hear him.
Mm-hmm.
Bando did hold his own. He did, but when he had me cracking up saying, your ass always talking about the streets of Potomac and your ass live in Atlanta and South Carolina, I said, I'm going to use it. I'm using it.
Screaming. The boys and girls love to bring that up. I don't be caring, child. I'm going to say it every time just because it annoys people. Because, baby, the way these streets be having so much going on, baby, they stretch from South Carolina to Maryland to Georgia to Texas to LA to Orlando.
Yeah, because I'm in
and
Texas.
Everywhere in between.
Wait, what happened to my signal? Is my signal? Can y'all hear me? This raggedy Spectrum phone. Don't I have the app? I think I have the app. Yeah, I'm fighting my phone because I can't hear nothing. Oh, Lord, let me go back in and let me go out and go back in because this... Y'all, I got Spectrum, okay? They special, like Sakina's internet special, okay? Let me go out and come back in.
Where everybody go? Not Boost.
My God, today. Jesus, y'all. I had the neck. Jesus. And then Carl asked, he's moving. He ain't even saw my text. I'm so sorry, y'all. Hey, December, you missed all of the teas, honey. We got into a lot of stuff. I'm going to actually replay some stuff, babe, because you missed some of the things. Child, Dominique Morgan is in jail. Babe, the Chasing Atlanta reunion a little bit. And we talked about Dominique, honey. So I'm about to drop the link again. If y'all can hear me, I'm gonna drop the link again. Y'all come on and chat up with me. We can get the people come back, child, because I apologize to the people that was here waiting and everybody who left and they was sick of me. I get it. Because the internet was acting up. Damn, she did a great job hosting me, for real. Yes, honey, I actually went through some of the stuff. She recently went to jail. She's currently in there right now as we speak, because if nobody knew, back in, it was about a month ago. I've been way out the loop the past few weeks. Yes, honey, I'm catching you up to speed. About a week ago, not a week ago, about a month or two ago, she was basically, guilty on charges of grand larceny, and I think it's a 22 to 23 counts. I'm gonna go back to the article really quickly. It was, oh my God, what did I do with the article? Because I like to read things verbatim, honey. Hold on, because I think I got to go to my history. But yeah, she was put up in there because she stole that money. She stole over $99,000 from Okra. Is it Okra Social? Yeah, she stole over $99,000 from them. Oh yes, she's in jail right now, and in next month she's going to be. Her trial is next month, and she's facing up to 15 years. No, she hasn't been sentenced yet. She'll be sentenced in May. She's looking at up to 15 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, does anybody remember T.S. and Oliver getting into it about this over a year ago? Yes, we do, actually. Yes. So I'm going to go through it one more time for you guys. A former Omaha nonprofit leader has pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the misuse of funds at a national organization she led. Dominique Morgan entered a guilty plea in February to 1 count of second-degree larceny and 23 counts of falsifying business records related to the theft of approximately $99,000 from the Okra Project. Yes, that is what's happening, honey. That's what's happening. And she just recently went in, which she's being held until her trial. Mm-hmm. That's the gist. That's the tea. My God. Hello,
Huh?
Catherine.
Hello, and I'm welcoming to the show.
And once
No,
again, I hate to tell you, but the DL Whisperer brought the story.
yeah, the DL Whisperer only brought the story so the motherfucker could get a lighter sentence. Sorry, I want y'all to get monetized. Let me stop cussing.
That's great, right? We're monetized, babe. You could.
Okay, but back to what I was saying. I love me some Noel. Don't get me wrong. I love my husband and my bestie, Carl and Tramel, but Noel became my favorite after the reunion with that bouffant and everything. She was giving tea, and when she said you are a brick and you're clockable, JT, I turned it to you. I said, clockable? A brick? I was like, oh my God. I had my hand, if I had on, like Dominique said, if I had on pearls, I'd be clutching them because God damn, that was funny.
I'm screaming.
I was in
Listen,
tears.
it was definitely a shocking back and forth between the two. But it was entertaining nonetheless.
It was. But like I said, Nova, aka the Puerto Rican peasant, because she likes to call herself the Puerto Rican princess, but I reserve that title for Jocelyn Hernandez. So, um, she is very gorgeous. I give it to her. And y'all say she's sweet. I believe y'all she's sweet. But she already said she don't like straight hoes. Now, I'm bisexual, so she still might not like my ass if I was to ever come up on the show, because I cuss out and I read her for filth. She wouldn't say your mama to me. She'll be like, bitch, that's why yo daddy this, and this. Like, she'll say, she'll try to hurt my feelings because I go low below the belt. Worse than her. She a
Okay.
Taurus, and I'm a Taurus, she a Scorpio. I go low.
I mean, it happens, and I can also relate to Noel because we both are from South Carolina. We don't play. When you piss us off, baby, we can go there. It really can get like that. So I wasn't shocked in the least. In the least, I was shocked in the sense of like I didn't expect them to get into it, but I wasn't shocked at how Noel gives it up. The reunion was very good, but Kendall needs a speech therapist and subtitles. I was struggling along with Dominique trying to understand him.
Jason, but bring your ass up to. I'm calling your ass up to the courtroom. I'm the bailiff. Bring your ass up here.
I'm screaming. Jason, but you have the link. I would love to hear your thoughts on these recent activities.
Me too. Miss Douglas, the reason why I said what I said, how he gonna get a lighter sentence, they can reduce his sentence that is even though he already in jail. You know that can happen, right? Hell, courts tried to do that with me when I busted my ex's windows and slashed the tires. I'll do it again too.
I'm screaming.
I'll do it again. But Miss JT, back to you. Because the last live that I wanted to hop up on here, not the last one that just happened, the one from last week when you had the love after or love during lockup issue. What was your problem?
I'm crying. What you mean?
The love during lockup, both of them. Well, one of them was self-defense, so I let that one slide. But the other one,
I'm screaming. I mean, it wasn't like I knew. You know what I mean? Like I found out after the fact when he was already in jail, and then when he reached out to me, obviously from jail, it was definitely shocking. But I was interested to hear what he had to say because it was basically like he was trying to convince me that everything that happened wasn't the truth. All the articles and the stuff that he was in jail for, that didn't happen. Like he from what he's saying, it wasn't true. But I'm not about to sit here and take that as face value and put myself in harm's way. Like if the nigga gets out, then he's out. Kudos to you, but I'm not about to talk to you.
Look, how Nova said, I ain't gonna apologize to your ass, but I beg your pardon. Baby, if you get out, you get out. Just stay out and stay away from me. Praise Jesus.
So I'm saying the comments, I don't have time for Dario and them getting mad. I'm weak.
And Dario is not gonna get mad because I heard he don't know me like that. And I heard if I pronounce his name as Andario, he'll cuss me out. Nope, I heard that on the last live. I will not. He will not. And Dario will not be cussing you out. Get up here. He ain't gonna get mad.
Listen, Jason, you always welcome here, honey. You just gotta be nice sometimes. That's it. Just be a little nicer. That's it.
Dre Simber, is you a Capricorn? That's all I want to know. If he is, he can't be nice. They rude.
I'm screaming.
I'm serious. My grandma Capricorn, she rude as hell.
Capricorns can be rude, yes.
Very, very. All earth signs are rude. I know. I'm a Taurus. My birthday was just last Friday. I'm 37, y'all. I made it another year. Oh, I'm sorry. I was dancing. Because I'm happy I'm 37. A lot of these folks, and matter of fact, and going back to the show, I was sick of them hoes age shaming. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with being in your 30s. Like I said, I am 30. That's a damn shame. My grandma's birthday the same day. That's how I knew you was a Capricorn, Dre Simba. Because she rude as hell just like he is. I love you though, Dre Simba. I do. Thank you, Brandon. Parker, you know who I am. Stop playing.
That's Catherine Child.
Parker know who it is. I'm his sister. He shouldn't. Parker, I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to cuss your ass out in the Scotty Gang chat when we get off of here. I'm cussing your ass out.
I'm screaming.
You know my voice by now. You know better than that.
I live.
Talking about who is that woman talking. You know better. All the shit we went through. Chasing Atlanta season 1 through 5.
Listen, y'all must have known each other for a long time now.
We've been on Scotty's Scotty Gang for, well, I've been on there for the past 5 years, I want to say.
Okay.
I know he's been there longer than that.
I love that.
And we ain't got no sense. I've been like you said, don't be timing folks out.
Listen, I'm screaming. Hold on, we have another.
Oh, who coming in?
I'm not sure. Whoever's in the back, make sure you connect your device to your mic so I can add you in.
Please, so I can hear your. It probably is Dre Simba.
They're trying to get their stuff together, child. So give them a second if they come back. But while they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and add some things. Yes, everybody, tell me your thoughts. Give us the deets.
I love you too, Parker.
Okay, let's see. So, and if you guys didn't know already, tomorrow will be our first on-brand, off-script interview with none other than Quentin Lamar. We will be having a live interview with him and I, one-on-one, having some talks, chatting it up, and getting to the tease of not only who he is, his work, but also his journey on this season of Chasing Atlanta. So make sure y'all right there at 8 p.m. live and get ready for me. And at the end of the interview, we will be opening up the lines up for everybody to come and ask questions to him and have some great dialogue. Be able to have some great chats and dialogue and keep things pushing. Hi, Princess. How's it going?
Hi, guys. Carl, can I ask you questions now?
Wherever Carl is.
Jan.
There he is.
Because when we were on the last panel, he said wait until after the reunion. Now the reunion is out. Can I ask the questions I want to ask?
We got another part, child. Another part. After the other part. I thought it was one part, but it's two. After the second part.
Okay,
yes,
so after that, I can come back and ask the okay. Can I
yeah, because I thought it was one part.
Questions?
Yep, ask all after that.
Okay, so can we do a tell-all featuring Carl?
Come on, tell all featuring Carl.
Okay. And my question, because you are a part of the production, so it's like great to have a conversation with you. When it came to the question where Dominique was asking out the Althea about the word fish, were you guys surprised because that wasn't on the card, or was that on there, or she just asked that promptly?
I think she asked that promptly. I don't 100% recollect that if it was a specific question that was on there. I think she just asked that promptly to open up the full-on conversation about Althea's presence on this show.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it was something that she personally was asking.
Okay, because she said on the card that it said cisgender. I mean, I didn't know what the obviously because you guys know.
Yeah, I think what it was like she was kind of opening it up in the statement on the card and saying like as the first cis woman, like as far as like opening up that particular portion. Ooh, Catherine, hold on, girl. You were sounding that was too much noise, baby, stressing me out. I think it was opening up as like, oh yeah, as the first cis woman, and then that's when she decided to open the conversation up about, did you know about being, people being stated as you being a cis woman and what that meant, kind of thing. That was kind of her lead up into that.
Okay. And then my next question was, I know we talked about Troy coming on the show, but also as a caveat, would it be bad to say Ike to come on the show?
Okay. Why do you think Ike?
You know, I've been a fan of like all of these people prior to their being on Chasing Atlanta, and I know that him and Tremel and like there's a converse. You know what I mean? There's some type of rapport there. So I think that we could run it back and do a like G status reboot. You know what I mean? Moment. See if that can bring a nostalgic moment back. Together,
Okay.
seeing them two come back together, even though they're not in the same space they were when they did G status, because they liked each other then.
Yeah.
They were friends at that time. I don't know about now, but they were friends when G status was on. It would be interesting to see them come back together as a cast together.
Intriguing. I mean, there would be some interesting banter and interactions with them, considering they aren't in the best of places. But hey, we shall see what happens. I'm not mad at that though. I think it would be fun to like keep bringing people back from the past to mix in with these new people to kind of open the door up for some new stuff. You never know what would happen with these new dynamics. Talking about some, hold on, who beefing? Which beef you referring to? I said Troy versus
Beef? Are they not beefing? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Troy versus Dominique, or are we talking about Ike and Tremel? Which one are we referring to? The Ike and Tremel stuff is old tea, though. I think that's really like old tea. That happened like what, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I was like, are they not? Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, Tremel. I mean, I don't remember verbatim what was it about their situation, but I think that it would be cool to have Tremel, just like a Cynthia Bailey moment where you just like, pop in as a friend for a minute, come out. You know what I mean? Like one episode.
Yes.
It would be a cute scene to see like Ike just pop up, they singing the performance, just a little cameo would be fun.
Yeah. Dominique, Troy, and they did fall out a while ago, but there was a recent stuff. See, Dominique, Drayson, you came into the damn episode so late tonight. But there was a recent podcast where Troy was expressing his things on the reason why him and Dominique fell out and the reason why he didn't come back to Chasing Atlanta. And it was some piping hot tea, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all know Ike Tracks don't date men. He does date men. He dates trans girls. He dates a femme girl. He like femme men. He like feminine men. At least that's what I've been told. Talking about the tea is still warm. Parker, you so messy. But yes, honey.
Because you've seen the entire reunion, is part one of the reunion better than part two, or part two is like where it kicks up?
Part two, definitely.
Okay.
The reunion is definitely indicative of the season because it's kind of similar to the season. The season kind of like with every episode, it just built and got better and better. Same thing with the reunion. Part one kind of started you off, left you off with the cliffhanger and some hot tea, and the tea just starts boiling over in part two. Yeah, it's gonna get real interesting. Nah, no coming back from that. If Troy was telling the truth, some roads is just wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't really know where they could come back from that. I really do not know. But Godspeed, though. You feel me? Godspeed. But before I dip, because we got all the teas out for tonight. Obviously, like I said, catch us tomorrow. I will be interviewing Quentin Lamar, as you guys can see here, from Chasing Atlanta. We'll be discussing the things involving his life, love, and also his journey on Chasing Atlanta. And we're going to ask I'm going to ask all the right questions, y'all. And make sure y'all have some liquor, because I will actually be playing a cute little drinking game that I created. It'll definitely be fun. It'll be a fun interview. It's not like your regular interview. So just be prepared. And then, of course, and with these interviews, we're going to be keeping it pushing with some more. Of course, y'all see this. Let me see. This is not the right one. I'm going to keep our on-brand, off-script interviews going. And next week, we will be interviewing Tony from this season as well. So I will be getting into all the things with her and Q. I think everything will be a fun night and things are going to be a good time. So until next time, be on the lookout. We love and appreciate everybody here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it to your people. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
What's up? What's cracking? What's up, little baby? What's happening? I know you about ready for some action, so just slide to my current. Let's get nasty. Say, what's up? What's cracking? What's up, little baby? What's happening? I know you about ready for some action, so just slide to my current. Let's get nasty.